Sup guys, it's DeQuincy here, and yes, it's just me this time, here to do the review for the latest 3 chapters of Fairy Tail. 341, 342, and 343. I believe those are the chapters. And yes, I know this is extremely late, but I read the chapters when they came out, and I just had to think long and hard if I really wanted to do these reviews. So I decided, instead of doing a review of each chapter individually, I will jump them all together into one big chapter. Now, let's break this down. 341. Very simple chapter. It's very simple, but it's overall it's just a really bad chapter of Fairy Tail. I mean, first you get a shower scene with all the Fairy Tail girls. Kana goes over to Lucy. Kana says, "I heard that Natsu groped you. I think it's my turn." So Kana groped Lucy, and that moment an OTP happened, and a one true pairing happened between Kana and Lucy. If there wasn't already a one true pairing, it's settled now. It's a one true pairing, and just more perviness from Hiromashima. Um, it skips over to what Urza's doing, and she's with Wendy, and they're dressed up like Ellie and Haru from Rave Master, and they're pretty much getting booed off the stage because Urza has stage fright, and Wendy's playing Haru, and she's just way too small to play Haru. So again, just bad. He should have just had Ellie and Haru in there. Should have just had him in there. That would have been great. Brave Master for the win. Hiromashima, that's still your best work. Let's see, what else? Lucy sees Flare. Kana attacks Flare. Flare uses her magic to wrap up Kana and start washing her, which Kana likes. So Kana likes to grope Lucy naked, and she likes to be touched by tentacles. Hiromashima is a perv, and apparently Kana is into that stuff. Raventail disbanded. Flare, was Flare. Lucy invited her to join the guild. She didn't want to. Then, she pretty much left. Lucy goes home to find Urza and Winnie there, and pretty much they're just there because they have too many sweets and decided to share. And then they decide to go look for Natsu and Gray, who, again, we thought were, best friends, and everything. But no, they're still fighting. They did beat, I would say a giant, but I think it was a giant, but they beat the giant, and then they were fighting each other. Urza tried to step in, then they both punched Urza. Urza got pissed and beat them up. Then they returned to the guild, where Macroft pretty much tells them, like, "Oh, you got a A-class request from one of the Ishmael gods, Ordon, I think that's his name." So the next chapter, they go to Ordon, pretty much, and they're really just caught off guard. Like, this guy looks nothing like how an Ishmael god a lot of us thought him to be. He pretty much looks like a talking piece of broccoli, or a very old tree. Pretty much what he brought him here to do is that there's a village, it's covered with ice, the villagers are still alive, but they're trapped in the ice, and he wants Fairy Tail to go rescue them. Urza says, "With your power, shouldn't you be able to handle this?" And then here's where it kept getting just bad. I mean, he said, "I'm not that powerful. I have almost zero offensive moves, and there's a lot of people out in this country who can defeat me." And I'm thinking, like, Lamia Scale's master said the top 4 wizard saints weren't human. By that, I thought she meant like they were just beyond powerful. But no, they're not beyond powerful. According to Wardon, they're like, okay, you're gonna be a top 4 wizard saint, be weak, and Jura's gonna be the 5th wizard saint, and he's powerful. So, Hero, you really dropped the ball on this one. You could have had the top 4 wizard saints, or at least this one, to give the illusion that they're extremely powerful. I mean, maybe the other 3 are, but from where I'm looking at right now, not likely. And then Wardon pretty much sends Fairy Tail to the village on a flying tree branch, flying root, and then he gets a flashback, and it's pretty much the beginning of Fairy Tail. Him, Mavis, Hades, I forgot his real name, Pietro, something like that, and then some other dude who looks like Sting. Yeah, and that's that chapter. Now to the next part. They arrive. They're pretty much caught off guard because the villagers in the village are giants. And they're really caught off guard by the giants. And then the giant dog. Gray looks at a giant, and the face reminds him of Deloria, the monster that we were trapped in ice. And it was stated like that. And then Gray said, "This magic reminds me of someone's." Could it be Leon? I mean, who knows? Who knows right at this moment? Natsu tries to melt the flame. It doesn't melt. And then some treasure hunters show up. I cannot remember their guild name. They're a fodder guild. I mean, they're going to get destroyed by Fairy Tail. Just a matter of time. They're pretty much saying they're going to steal the eternal flame, which is the flame that protects this village. Fairy Tail says they're going to release them from their ice captivities, and the treasure hunters pretty much say, "That's getting in our way. We're not going to let you do that." And then the treasure hunters show them a jar, and like very little of it has moon drip in it, and that's what they're going to use. And yeah, like, where are you going with this, Hero? I mean, where are you exactly going with this? Like, I don't see where you're going with this. Are you trying to repeat your old arcs? I mean, just tweak them a little bit. Whatever, Last part. We see a dark guild, and a guy in the dark guild with the bandana on his mouth says, "Oh, how troublesome! We have hunters and a guild, or hunters and mages." And then we see a very familiar leg and very familiar clothing saying, "Don't worry about the hunters. The mages are the problem." I didn't think I would be able to get my revenge on Fairy Tail this quickly. And then we see that it's Minerva. She has truly gone to the dark side and joined the Dark Guild. Scuba's Eye, something like that. She not even. Hopefully, it's one of the big dark guilds. I was hoping she would have been put in, Stratos. That would have been, good. That would have been good because now, if she's not in a major dark guild, she could very well be just easily taken out again. I mean, easily taken out. Alright. None of the chapters get a basic FAP. Rating out of 5 stars, I would have to give it a 1 just because Minerva showed up. Finally, Minerva showed up. A little bit of theories here. The ice, I'm predicting finally I'm predicting a powerful God Slayer. Other than Zancro, a powerful God Slayer. A God Slayer of Ice. A very powerful one. Who's in a dark guild. Maybe he or she is in Scrubus Eye or maybe Tratos. But a very powerful God Slayer. We need to have one of those. One that, can hold its own against a Dragon Slayer or, Gray or Urza. We need one of those. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. Very quick. Sorry this is late. Rate, comment, subscribe. Uh, check out our Twitter pages, mine and the Shinigami's. And I believe that's it. This is the Quincy, and I'm signing off. Adios, otakus.